Kiven's biometric scanner pinged at 400 hours, jolting him from cryosleep calibration. The Meridian's artificial gravity hummed beneath his bare feet as he stumbled toward the cargo bay, still groggy from the sedatives. 3 weeks into a 6-month solo haul to Proxima Station, and now this, an unauthorized life form aboard his vessel. The scanner's holographic display flickered with impossible data. Core temperature, 310 Kelvin, atmospheric oxygen consumption, elevated, but the chromosomal structure made his stomach drop. Whatever was in his cargo bay wasn't human, wasn't even close. He palmed his plasma cutter, designed for hull repairs, but it would do, and descended the ladder. She sat perched on a stack of titanium alloy crates, her silhouette backlit by the cargo bay's emergency strips. At first glance, she appeared human. Anna, according to the ID chip the scanner had pulled from her body. Slight build, maybe 20 standard years old, dark hair falling past her shoulders. But then she turned and Kiven's breath caught. Scales. Iridescent scales traced the curve of her cheekbones, catching the light like oil on water. Her eyes were vertical-slitted, amber irises that seemed to glow with their own luminescence. And when she shifted, he saw them, the wings. Folded tight against her back, membranous and veined, definitely not decorative implants. "Don't be alarmed," she said, her voice carrying a strange harmonic overtone. "I mean no harm." Kiven raised the plasma cutter. "How long have you been on my ship?" 3 weeks, 2 days, 7 hours. She tilted her head, studying him with an intensity that made his skin prickle. "Since you departed from Mars orbital." His mind raced. 3 weeks, the entire journey. Impossible. I run full bioscans every 72 hours. There's no way. "I know." Anna unfolded from her perch with inhuman grace, her feet touching the deck without sound. "I've been dampening my thermal signature, suppressing my electromagnetic field. Your scans pass right through me." "Why?" Kiven's hand tightened on the cutter. "What do you want?" She moved closer and he noticed the subtle wrongness in her movements, too fluid, joints bending at angles that shouldn't work. "I need your help. And before you ask, yes, I've been following you specifically, for weeks before you even left Mars." The admission should have terrified him. Instead, Kiven found himself lowering the weapon slightly, his xenobiology training kicking in. If she'd wanted him dead, he'd be dead. "Start talking. What are you?" "A mistake." Anna's wings rustled, scales shifting through a spectrum of colors, stress response he recognized. A genetic experiment from the Helix Corporation's black site on Titan. They were trying to create adaptive soldiers for hostile environments. Spliced human DNA with genetic material from Earth's extinct Komodo dragons, added some modifications for space travel. Temperature regulation, oxygen efficiency, radiation resistance. She gestured at her wings. These were supposed to be solar panels. Organic photovoltaic cells. Didn't quite work as planned. Kiven had heard rumors about Helix's illegal programs, but seeing the evidence was different. "How did you escape?" "I didn't, not at first." Her eyes darkened. "I was their star specimen, Project Draken. They had 12 of us, but my genome took the modifications best. For 2 years they ran tests, combat simulations, environmental extremes. Then the facility had a containment breach 6 months ago, experimental pathogen, killed everyone except me and 3 other Drakens. We scattered. And you chose to follow me because..." Anna's expression shifted, something vulnerable breaking through. "Because you're going to Proxima Station, and because I intercepted your cargo manifest." Kiven's blood went cold. His cargo, the sealed container in Bay 7 that his employer had paid triple rate to transport, no questions asked. "You know what I'm carrying." Genetic templates, embryonic samples, enough raw material to restart Project Draken. Anna's wings spread slightly, a threat display. Helix didn't give up. They're rebuilding on Proxima, away from Earth's regulatory oversight. Your employer is a shell corporation. You're delivering the tools they need to create more of us. The plasma cutter felt heavy in his hand. I run a clean operation. I don't ask questions about cargo, but I don't smuggle weapons or... You didn't know, Anna interrupted. I've been watching you, Kivin, reading your logs. You're not complicit, but you will be if you complete this delivery. He wanted to argue to defend his ignorance, but she was right. In his gut, he'd known something was off about this contract. The money was too good, the client too secretive. What do you want me to do? Anna moved to the nearest console, her clawed fingers dancing across the haptic interface with surprising dexterity. Helix has been tracking this shipment. They have a reception team waiting at Proxima. But if we alter course, just slightly, we can dump the cargo into Proxima Centauri's gravity well. The star's radiation will destroy everything. That's a multi-million credit payload, Kivin said, though his protest sounded weak even to his own ears. It's also the blueprint for creating sentient beings as property. Anna's eyes locked onto his. I know what I'm asking, but there are 3 other Drakons out there, hiding, terrified. If Helix succeeds, they'll be hunted down for breeding stock, and the new generation will never know freedom. Kivin thought of his own reasons for taking this run. Debts. A sister on Earth who needed medical treatment he couldn't afford. His ship, mortgaged to the hull. Destroying this cargo would ruin him financially. But Anna's words echoed, sentient beings as property. He'd studied Earth's history, knew how that story always ended. How do I know you're telling the truth? He asked quietly. Show me proof. Anna didn't hesitate. She pulled up her sleeve, revealing a serial number branded into her forearm, HXDRK07. Then she accessed the Meridian's communication logs, the ones Kivin himself couldn't decrypt. Buried in the ship's quantum array were messages between his employer and Proxima Station. Terms like viable specimens and accelerated maturation protocols. Orders to terminate the courier upon delivery. Kivin's stomach turned. They were going to kill him anyway. The cargo bay has manual override, Anna said softly. We're passing through the star's heliopause in 6 hours. The radiation levels will be high enough to mask the ejection. Helix won't know what happened until it's too late. He looked at her, this impossible fusion of human and dragon, this victim of corporate ambition. Her scales shimmered in the low light, and he noticed details he'd missed before. The slight tremor in her hands, the exhaustion in her eyes. She'd been living in his cargo bay for 3 weeks, surviving on stolen rations, burning energy to hide from his scans. What will you do after? Kivin asked. If we dump the cargo, Helix will still be looking for you. I'll disappear. I'm good at it. Anna's wings folded tight again. There are colonies in the outer systems that don't ask questions. I just need to make sure this project dies with me. Not with you, Kivin corrected. He moved to the cargo bay controls, his decision crystallizing. We'll destroy the templates, but you're not disappearing. You're going to help me find the others, the 3 who escaped. Anna's eyes widened. Why? Because if Helix created you as weapons, then you deserve the chance to choose what you become instead. Kivin pulled up the navigation controls, plotting a new micro-trajectory. And because I'm apparently bad at following orders that end with my own murder. For the first time, Anna smiled, a strange expression with her inhuman features but genuine. You'll be blacklisted. Every corporation in the system will. I know. Kivin initiated the cargo bay override sequence, but I've read enough history to know that some cargo isn't worth delivering. 6 hours later, the Meridian shuddered as Bay 7's external doors opened. Kivin watched through the viewport as the sealed container tumbled into Proxima Centauri's corona, its hull beginning to glow as stellar radiation penetrated the shielding. Within minutes, it would be reduced to constituent atoms. Anna stood beside him, her reflection ghostly in the reinforced glass. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. We still have to survive the fallout. Kivin turned from the viewport, his mind already racing through options. But I know some people in the Kuiper belt. Scientists who broke from the corporate structure. They might be able to help us find your siblings. And then we figure out what a dragon girl does when she's not running. Kevin managed a tired smile. Though first, we need to fake a plausible accident, maybe a reactor fluctuation, something that explains the cargo loss and why I'm diverting to an outer colony instead of Proxima. Anna's claws tapped thoughtfully against the bulkhead. I can help with that. I'm quite good at making systems malfunction. As they walked toward the engineering bay, Kevin realized his carefully planned life had just been incinerated along with that cargo. But looking at Anna, this impossible, frightening, miraculous person, he found he didn't mind. Some discoveries were worth the cost. And some stories, he thought, deserved better endings than the ones written in corporate ledgers.